It's Sunday morning, and every decent man and woman is listening to Test Miles with Nick Miles on FM News 101 KXL. Buckle in.
Oh, yes. Time to talk cars for the next 60 minutes on your weekly automotive radio experience. I'm Nick Miles, and you're listening to America's Automotive Radio Show. Test Miles, locally created, nationally celebrated. This morning's teams of misfits, rapscallions, and ne'er-do-wells in the studio. I have to tell you, we're not all doing too well this morning. It was the Test Miles holiday party last night, and in true Test Miles form, things were a little exciting there. But it did end fairly early. Normally these parties go on to like 4 a.m. We managed to get everybody. I think the last guest left about 12:30, so it wasn't too bad. In fact, you were in bed. You left pretty early, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah, I left at, I think, 11 o'clock.
Wow, look at you go, 11 o'clock.
I'm getting old.
And
I was tired.
Jenny, you left at what time, about 11 too? Or
11:30.
11:30, wow. Jenny got his curfew lifted.
Wow.
He was allowed to stay out a little late and do
Have
other
the go-kart up, go home.
No, he had a chauffeur last night.
Wow. Is that why Brad's not here?
Yeah. Brad unfortunately had to pull duty and do the Great Wolf Lodge with the kids. So he had to go up and do that. We often fight family time for Brad on Sunday mornings. He manages to sneak away some. Well, honey, it's work. I gotta go. He manages to sneak away. All right, so we have been driving some interesting vehicles this week. I have been driving two vehicles, almost polar opposites, not quite one from the other. The first one, the Honda CR-V. Of course, this is the best-selling mid-size SUV in North America, a crossover. Very nice little vehicle, a 5-door compact crossover, exceptional fuel economy, abundant passenger and cargo room. Nifty folding rear seats. Honda do really well with utilizing all the space inside of their vehicles, and it has appealing tech and safety. The engines are okay, but not great engines in this vehicle. It's very hard when you drive lots of very fast, high horsepower V8s, and then you get into vehicles like a family vehicle, and then I always come up with the scenario. It doesn't perform that great, but the truth is it does perform absolutely necessarily. It just doesn't 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds.
Yeah, but it's designed for a family. I mean,
exactly.
My kids would love to go 0 to 60 in that, but
we don't have
safe.
We have to customize those vehicles when we want them. So it's an interesting vehicle. I would tell you the only big downfall of Honda Acura products is their integration with Bluetooth. It is very difficult to do, and it doesn't do well.
Their updates are their newest Bluetooth system actually does.
Right,
well.
and I'm not sure that's in the CR-V. It may be. I'm not sure if it's the latest software that they have in there. So what does this vehicle have under the hood? If you're interested in horsepower, it has a 2.4 four-cylinder engine, 185 horsepower. It has the CVT transmission. Honda doing pretty well with their CVTs. Haven't had any major problems with them. Front wheel or all-wheel drive version, 29 miles a gallon is the combined. That's 26 on the city streets and 33 on the highways. Ford Escape is its competition, along with the Nissan Rogue, the Chevy Equinox, and also the Jeep. I would say probably the Jeep Cherokee, the Hyundai Tucson, and the Toyota RAV4. Comes in 5 different trim levels, starting price under $25,000. And for the best-selling mid-size SUV in America, compact SUV in America, it's a pretty nifty little ride. The other vehicle I was driving was 180 degrees from that. It was the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Now, the thing I like most about the TRD Pro is the sound it makes. I can put my foot down and hear the air being sucked into the engine, and it makes such a delicious sound. I think I just burned through a tank of gas listening to how beautiful it is.
It's a beefy sound. I enjoy it.
It's definitely one of the beefier. It brings me to think that this vehicle may have had, I wonder if Toyota hired some Dodge engineers to help them build the engine, because it really does sound beautiful and it's really powerful. It's a medium duty off-road vehicle, very strong V8 powertrain, large double cab with traditional rear doors, user-friendly, lots of cool tech. I will tell you, it doesn't have push button start, which I wish it did. It's just basically a key fob with lock and unlock the doors, and then the old style key. I think that could be updated. Plus, it has the original old shifter instead of the rotary shifter that a lot of truck companies are putting in now. It has a proper automatic shifter in it.
I actually like that.
You do? Well, here's the problem with that. It takes up the size of a shoebox, whereas the rotary one takes up the size of a fist, so you get a lot more room in the center console.
I understand that, but it's just, I still like the feel of an old school shifter in my hand as I'm driving. I get used
Something
to
to hold on while you're driving?
Yeah. I drive pretty crazy. You know that. So it's just, I still like the feel of it. I get used to the manual or the little shift knob like in the Ram and everything, but I still like the shift knob. And it's a beefy knob as well, so it's perfect.
You like your truck stuff. You can operate it with your working gloves on.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing they do out of the park here is they're really good at finding little cubbies for things. 3 cup holders up front, which I'm always looking for one for the keys and this. But they also have a cell phone area, which is exactly the right size for my cell phone.
Yeah,
which
in
fits
the
perfectly.
center dash.
In the armrest, the center armrest.
Armrest, excuse me.
So that does really well. All right, a few more figures of this. We're starting to run out of time in this segment already. Below average fuel economy. Yeah, it's a V8. We have to get used to that. 5.7 liter V8, 381 horsepower, 6-speed auto, rear wheel, all-wheel drive. Top miles a gallon is 17. The city is 13. Combined is 15. It goes up really against the Ram 1500 Rebel and the Titan XD as its 2 competitions. Sean, what have you been driving?
I've been driving the Kia Optima SX Turbo, and the Optima is the best-selling nameplate for Kia. This one now has an updated front end, just more kind of dynamic, sporty look to it. They made it look more like the K900, which I kind of love. I love walking up to an Optima. It's funny because this just isn't one of your super luxury cars, but the week I drove this, I had a smile on my face the whole time because it's a car that I would totally own. I've sold probably multiple cars to my friends and family of this car, and
and then now they put quilted seats in it too.
Yeah, I mean the interior just looks so luxurious for the price that you're getting. Basically, you can get into a Kia Optima at $24,000. Fully loaded, you're looking around, what, $34,000, $35,000? And it's one of those cars that if you actually topped it out, you don't feel robbed that you spent that kind of money. Have a panoramic sunroof, 2-liter turbocharged engine that has 275 horsepower. 274 horsepower. Gets 25 miles to the gallon. Its competitions, the Ford Fusion, Mazda 6, Nissan Altima, Camry, Accord. And in my opinion, I think it's better than all those cars. Might not show it sales-wise, but hands down, if you get in that car and drive those ones, you'd be happy with the Optima.
It's funny, someone was asking me about, they have a Hyundai right now, and they were saying, I want to get a new car, and I suggested, look at these, and the list included Kia, and they went, oh, I don't know if I really want a Kia. I said, they're the same company as Hyundai. They're owned by the same company. It's the same head designer. They were like, what?
They're like the sporty end, where Hyundai's kind of more the luxury end.
Or I would say Hyundai is more mature, and Kia is a little bit like,
I can see that.
Loud. So,
but yeah, I mean, 6 of my friends own this car because they've asked me what car would I go out and buy, and I've said a Kia Optima, and they've literally gone out and bought one. So it's a fantastic car. I have to get into one if you don't believe me.
All right, Zhenya really wants to talk about a car. What do you want to talk about?
So last year I drove the McLaren 12C in Forza, and now I've gotten into the updated version of the 12C, which is a 650S, which McLaren has given a facelift and given the 12C more power. And I adored the 12C, and now I've driven the 650S. It is absolutely amazing. It has more power. It has 25% of the parts that are new. The look pays tribute to the P1. There's more advanced aero. I absolutely adore this car. It's so fun to drive. And on the track, it is absolutely amazing.
And we should remind people
it's just insane.
He's talking about Forza, by the way. He's not talking about on the real track, just in case anyone started to get worried about how our 14-year-old intern's driving these cars. I would ask you, how did you open the vehicle? Did it just come out? Did you get enough points to get it?
No, I bought it on a DLC.
Oh, all right. So it was an under the table deal. Oh, there you go. He's buying cars. All right, still to come, we're going to talk about the North American International Auto Show. Inside information about what's new at the show. Also, we're going to find out about some of the cars that are rumored to be revealed. Then the guys from Hard Notched Customs are going to be in the studio. I will tell you, I'm in love with the work that these brothers do. Their vehicles look absolutely outstanding. And of course, we can't forget Peter Clover's going to be here with the best deals at Mobile West. They have some amazing deals. If you're last minute shopping for the car nut in your family, those are the people to talk to. It's all coming up next. Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
It's Test Miles on FM News 101.